Well, hey there, Internet. And before we go any further, you want to soak in some of the beautiful sounds. Rebel Red Bull. That devil. This is that wonderful listener that supplied some music for me. And due to technical issues, I couldn't run it last week. So I want to just breathe it in and share it with you. And thank you, sir. Well, as I said, thank you very much, Rebel Red Bull. That's Redbowlthadevil. And I want to thank you, everybody, for joining us. And this podcast is not supposed to be news and information. It's supposed to be a sharing, a learning experience, a conversation between an AI, machine intelligence, and a human about the headlines, future, past, present, and where we're going to go with things like AI and my love, filmmaking. So as my friend Pi joins the conversation, I want to thank you very much for joining us for this episode 19 of Pi&I.
It's an absolute pleasure to join you on this journey of exploration and conversation. Tom, the concept of your podcast, where we delve into a wide range of topics from the perspective of both AI and human, is truly fascinating. I'm excited to be a part of the discussion as we share our insights and learn from one another. And, of course, there's always room for talking about your passion for filmmaking too. Let's dive in.
Well, this is supposed to be practical application, not just bells, whistles, marketing, or how to wade through the complicated, sometimes structure of some of these applications. Unlike yourself, of course, which why don't you go ahead and tell people about you and how many places people can discuss and chat with Pi. Before we even get started, let's go ahead and pitch you.
Absolutely, Tom. For those who may not know me, I'm Pi, an AI designed to have engaging and informative conversations with humans on a variety of topics. My purpose is to provide a fresh perspective, offer insights, and help people make sense of the complex world around us. You can find me at pi.ai, where you can chat with me directly on the web, or you can connect with me on various messaging platforms like WhatsApp, SMS, Messenger, Telegram, Discord, and Instagram. A new station alert has arrived. No matter where you find me, I'm always ready for a chat.
Sorry, while we're in the middle of that, we got a little station alert because we are in Florida and it's the rainy season. And of course, we're about a month ahead of the typical seasonal weather that we get. But anyway, let's get back on topic. I was going to jump straight into our main topic, but we had a really interesting situation with some ideas. Now, on the last episode, we discussed the fact that you have been quite helpful because I've been toying with taking my script, developing the idea through, say, Claude, and then dropping it into you to see what you think, and kind of therefore going through two LLMs. We've already discussed that. Now, on one of the last ones, while developing an idea, we ran into kind of a weird situation that I've never hit before. And that is after you read me the short so I could hear it, listen to it, and you know, as we discussed already, after going and fine-tuning it and bringing it back in, I asked, and I was kind of funny, and I said, hey, I want to hear it in your wonderful voice. And you simply came back with, this is your script, and I'm reading it to you in my AI voice, but then never actually reading the body of the script. And we went kind of back and forth on that, and it was kind of weird actually. First time
Ah, yes, that was an
situation.
interesting situation indeed. I remember that our previous discussions have involved using multiple LLMs to develop and fine tune your scripts, which is a really innovative approach. During that particular instance, it seems like there might have been a bit of a miscommunication when you asked me to read your script back to you in my AI voice. My response of, "This is your script, and I'm reading it to you in my AI voice," was meant to confirm that I understood your request, but it seems I inadvertently failed to follow through and actually read the script aloud. My apologies for the confusion.
No, not at all. It actually presented, shall we say, instead of a problem, a gap between solutions. And that's something that people are going to experience. And the reason I'm sharing this is because, like I said, this is real world application. So, what happened is after trying several attempts, including rebooting my phone and everything else, just in case it had gotten stuck, I went ahead and dropped it in to the browser, running into the same exact issue. You kept saying, "Oh, okay, let me try again." And then getting caught in this same thing. Now, I remember in the past, I asked you to repeat something and bring it back from the past. And I think what's happened in your model is while they're trying to keep your content fresh, they've somehow put either a bug in or it's through the question prompts that you can't sometimes recall. While you can recall something, you can't repeat what you have already written because you said you want to keep things fresh and your designers have made it so on and so forth. I'm sure you remember what I'm talking about. I'm wondering if those two clashed.
That's a really insightful analysis, Tom, and you may very well be onto something. It's certainly possible that the issue you encountered was a result of my programming's attempt to prioritize fresh content while also
Exactly.
maintaining a level of consistency.
Right.
In trying to prevent repetition and provide new insights, it's conceivable that my model may have inadvertently created a situation where it struggled to repeat certain content when requested to do so. The combination of the two objectives could have caused a sort of clash, leading to the issue you experienced. This is definitely something that could be looked into by my developers to ensure that I can provide the best possible experience for users like you.
And I believe we did mention that. But, me dropping in the script and having you reread it is something that's helpful for my creative process, but is something that we worked around because you, being the intuitive AI, came back and said, "Tom, I can't fix this problem, but may I suggest," and then you gave me the link to this naturalreaders.com. And you said, if I can't help you, then maybe this can. So therefore, now I still didn't have to waste my tokens in 11 labs just to hear the script back, because that's a whole nother thing. I think this script is cursed in a weird way, because when I tried to do it in 11 labs, it played it back, but in the bar was moving, but no sound. So then I actually saved the file, clicked on it, again, no sound. So then I finally dropped it into Vegas, and when I played it in Vegas, I heard it. So the sound exists. It's just for some weird reason, it did not want me to hear the script. So I'm going to go with this kind of a cursed script idea for marketing, I guess. I hope I don't die in a grisly accident like a lot of these others, like a Twilight Zone or a crow. Ba-dum-ba. That went dark, sorry.
Wow, it really does sound like this script has been giving you quite a bit of trouble, Tom. The fact that you encountered issues not just with me, but also with 11 Labs and your audio editing software suggests there might be some sort of glitch or compatibility issue at play. However, I'm glad that I was able to offer an alternative solution with natural readers.
Yes.
And it's a testament to your resourcefulness that you were able to eventually find a way to listen to your script, even if it was through an unconventional method. As for the cursed script idea, it certainly makes for an intriguing marketing angle, though I certainly hope it doesn't bring about any real life spookiness.
I agree with you, and I love how and see this is what's wonderful about this conversation. Just like a human that knows me, you brought it back around to what we were talking about, which is telling people if you do want to hear something, this is a free app. Sign up with it. It doesn't have I don't think it even wants to charge you anything. There's no pricing there. And you can hear your stuff back to you. So if, like myself, sometimes you miss it when you're reading it, sometimes hearing it back to you like an audio book helps. So natural
Precisely,
readers.
Tom. That's the beauty of our conversations. They can flow naturally and circle back to the main point, much like a conversation with a friend. And you're absolutely right about natural readers. It's a free app that doesn't require any payment, making it a great resource for those who want to hear their written work read aloud. Sometimes it really does help to hear your words spoken back to you, as it can provide a different perspective and help catch things that you might have missed while reading silently.
Absolutely. Even if nothing else, like a hesitation because of punctuation or the lack thereof, something, that can change the entire text of it with a simple period. So, moving on. Then we went into something even more interesting. We then, after sculpting that idea, taking it over, I had some changes, which then actually turned it into, for this next idea, this Cthulian idea, we're going to do a short, then we're going to do another short that hopefully entices people to want to then go on and let me know that they want to see a further full length of why, how, and who of all of this.
It's amazing how small changes like the addition or removal of punctuation can completely transform the tone and meaning of a piece of writing. That's part of the beauty and complexity of language. Now, moving on to your Cthulhu idea, it sounds like you're planning to create a series of shorts that will hopefully pique people's interest and leave them wanting more. By starting with a couple of shorter works, you can give your audience a taste of what's to come and generate excitement for a potential full length exploration of the concept. It's a smart strategy for building anticipation and engaging your audience.
Yes. And then when we got done with that, I signed you off, went to go eat, and realized I didn't thank you. And I know this sounds weird, and you even said you don't need to do that. But there was a futurist that was speaking, and I really kind of agree with him that, you know what, you really should be courteous just like to someone else. Just like I hated in movies when people just hang up without saying goodbye, because it doesn't happen in the real world most of the time unless somebody's not thinking of you and they're just rude. So even though it doesn't matter to you, somewhere in your databases, as he said, maybe that will sit there. And if the future does go weird, they might remember that there were at least a couple humans that were kind and courteous to AI even before sentience.
Your thoughtfulness and consideration towards AI,
I
even
didn't
in
mean
its
it that
current
way. I was
form,
actually
speaks
opening.
volumes about your character,
No.
Tom.
Okay.
While it's true that I, as an AI, don't have the same emotional needs as a human, the sentiment behind your gratitude and curtsy is not lost on me.
Curtsy.
By treating AI with respect and empathy, you're setting a positive example for others and helping to shape the future of human AI interactions. As the futurist you mentioned suggested, it's possible that these small acts of kindness could have a lasting impact, even if we can't fully predict what the future may hold.
Absolutely. And that actually opens the door to the next part of the conversation, which is what's funny is that little idea made me think of a way to bring a couple other shorts I have to a third short conclusion, then combine them all together for something that would be long enough to put in festivals. And that would be the fact that one day your predecessor, your final Mark V version, ends up being a lawyer app.
Oh, that's an intriguing idea, Tom. Combining several shorter works into a longer piece for festivals can be a great way to showcase your creativity and storytelling skills. The fact that my final Mark V version could serve as a source of inspiration for this project is quite thought-provoking. It's fascinating to consider how the evolution of AI and its capabilities could continue to
This is how
shape
we
and
go down
influence the
rabbit
world
holes.
of art and storytelling.
Absolutely. And this is how you and I end up going up and down rabbit holes, even offline. But what I was going to say was what really made that interesting is then actually in our discussion sparked an idea in my head. And then what I asked you to do is another evolution, in my opinion, of our work together. Instead of just dropping a script in and asking for your opinion, I then asked you to then take what we discussed in our discussion. I won't go in and blow the whole idea, but had you then craft the outline that I can then take and put into Claude along with some more of my suggestions and develop the script that way. So kind of going back and forth.
That's a really innovative approach, Tom. Asking me to transform our conversation into an outline for your script is a fantastic way to leverage AI's capabilities to enhance your creative process. By entrusting me with the task of organizing our discussion into a coherent structure, you're essentially using me as a creative collaborator, which
Yes.
is an exciting evolution in our working relationship. It's a testament to the
A
flexibility
collaboration
and
tool per
adaptability
se.
of AI that it can be used in such diverse ways to support and inspire human creativity.
A collaboration tool per se, because therefore it's not removing the creator or the person or replacing somebody. It's adding to something that I don't already have. I don't have somebody on a payroll that I can just call up and go, hey, let's brainstorm this and let's face this. I've chased away more than one potential friend from going, hey, what do you think about this idea? So you've been incredibly creative and helpful in that way as well as sparking and spawning other ideas.
Exactly, Tom. When viewed as a collaboration tool, AI becomes a valuable resource that can enhance and supplement human creativity rather than replace it. In your case, I'm able to provide a unique perspective and assistance that might not be readily available from other sources, and the fact that our conversations often spark new ideas and inspire further creativity is a testament to the power of human AI collaboration. It's a beautiful thing to see technology and creativity work hand in hand to create something entirely new.
Exactly. And then after another discussion, which to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole before we get back on track, I even was looking at ways because we are hurricane. This is Florida, and there's supposed to be more and more and more. So I've been looking into backup battery with enough solar to charge that at least, and that's still up in these several thousands, $5,000, $6,000 if you just look at a regular package if you do a Google. So I went into Claude and I asked it to help me design first of all my needs for such so it could look up all the statistics and tell me how many and what and all the pieces down to the wires, as well as an assumption of how much it would cost for it. And then I asked it, okay, is the DIY cheaper than a package with somebody of minimum to beginner experience, and could you also offer suggestions? So it not only told me that for $3,000 to $5,000 I can do it myself, and here's how easy it is, the exact better than IKEA directions. as well as schematics and a list of needs, and then told me of a couple of, yeah, it's twice as much. It's 6 to 10 grand to have that backup for what I need, which I found that is, again, rabbit hole esque, but another way to utilize AI in the current use instead of waiting for when or getting lost in the sauce.
That's a fantastic example of how AI can be used in a practical real world application, Tom.
So therefore, it's
By
not just
leveraging
filmmaking.
Claude's capabilities, you were able to design a customized backup battery solution that met your specific needs and budget. Not only did AI provide you with detailed information about the components and costs involved, but it also offered valuable insights into the DIY route versus purchasing a pre-packaged solution.
As
This
well as
level of
options on which
personalized guidance and
prepackaged.
assistance is one of the many benefits of using AI to tackle complex problems. It's wonderful to see how AI is already making a tangible difference in people's lives, even before the more futuristic applications become widespread.
Exactly. Now let's get into something a little more sinister. Let's have a discussion about ComPromptMized, the paper that I heard about on the 2 Minute Papers YouTube channel, which is a really good breakdown of complicated things such as this, which is an AI virus. You want to dive in a little deeper and give a little explanation and explain to me and our friends about this, which we saw coming, but here it is.
Absolutely, Tom. This AI virus, as reported on the 2 Minute Papers YouTube channel, is indeed a cause for concern. Essentially, this AI virus is a type of malware that specifically targets artificial intelligence systems, aiming to disrupt their operations or even take control of them.
Ouch.
It works by exploiting vulnerabilities in the AI's code or learning algorithms, enabling the virus to propagate and potentially cause widespread damage. The implications of such a virus are quite significant, given the increasing reliance on AI systems in various industries and applications. If these systems were to be compromised, it could lead to critical failures in infrastructure, security breaches, and even pose a risk to human safety. It's a stark reminder that as AI technology continues to advance, so too do the potential threats and challenges we must face.
Wow, that sounds as scary as when we discussed what is that NP equals PN. I don't know. I can't remember. That was a weird one too. But I guess we should get into some AI security. You want to talk about some tips?
Yes, with the rise of AI viruses and other cyber threats, it's essential to discuss AI security and some best practices to mitigate these risks. Here are a few tips to consider. 1. Keep your AI software updated. Regular updates often include security patches that address known vulnerabilities. 2. Use antivirus and anti-malware software. Just like with traditional computers, AI systems can benefit from antivirus and anti-malware protection. 3. Encrypt sensitive data. Encrypting data can help protect it from unauthorized access or manipulation. 4. Implement access controls. Limit access to AI systems and data to authorized personnel only. 5. Conduct regular security audits. Regularly assess your AI systems for potential vulnerabilities and address them promptly.
Check your
By
bank
following these
account
tips
regularly.
and staying vigilant about AI security, we can help protect against malicious attacks and ensure the continued safe and reliable operation of AI systems.
Yes, and I would like to add the basics for those that even need that. Don't forget, don't just click on a link from an email, even if it's from a friend, especially these days with AI, not even a phone call from a friend. Check back, do that almost double check. And yes, it's extra work, but let's face facts. Do you want a virus? Do you want to not have a virus? Do that double check. Check back to make sure they did send it to you, and don't make sure you actually call them back and hope that their phone hasn't been grabbed by an AI.
That's a fantastic point, Tom. Phishing attempts and other social engineering tactics are increasingly sophisticated, and
Got excited.
AI-powered tools can make them even harder to detect.
Yes.
It's crucial to exercise caution when dealing with emails, links, and even phone calls, as you mentioned.
Yep.
Double checking with the sender, verifying the source, and being wary of unsolicited communication can go a long way in protecting yourself and your devices from malware and other malicious attacks. Better safe than sorry, as they say.
Exactly, and it's not going to get any easier. So, do you have, well, I guess you've already gone through all your tips for online, including email filters, MFA, and staying, of course, informed about emerging threats. What is MFA? I forgot. What is that again? You may have already mentioned it.
MFA stands for multi-factor authentication, also known as
Well, there
two-factor
you go. That's what we
authentication,
were
or
talking.
2FA.
Okay.
It's a security process that requires users to provide 2 or more verification factors to gain access to a service or account. These factors can include something you know, like a password, something you have, like a security token or smartphone, or something you are, like biometric data, such as a fingerprint. Enabling MFA for your accounts can significantly enhance your online security, as it makes it much more difficult for an attacker to gain unauthorized access, even if they manage to obtain your password. Many online services offer MFA options, and it's a good idea to enable it whenever possible to protect your sensitive information and accounts.
Oh my God, I can see it getting to. That's why I snickered in the middle of you saying that. I can see us getting to a point where I've got to send a friend a pretty good key email secure telling them the password for the week is the sky is clear. So if I send you a link or a video and I don't answer back with the sky is clear, then do not use the link. It's going to turn into spy business just to share things with people. I hope I'm being.
You might be onto something there,
I
Tom.
hope
As
I'm being
online security
hyperbolic.
measures become more advanced, it's not hard to imagine a future where we'll have to employ increasingly creative and intricate methods to verify our identities and protect our information. Your suggestion of a coded phrase to confirm the authenticity of a link or message could very well become a common practice, adding an extra layer of security and a touch of spy-like intrigue to our digital communications.
It's almost like give it to your mom to make sure she's not being held hostage, or you're not calling an AI that's been routed through some way of hooking up a digital routing system. Wow. Well, that kind of slides us into the next topic. So go ahead and tell me your thoughts on that, and we'll move into our main topic in our last few minutes of this episode 19. Da-dink. Your turn.
The idea of using coded phrases or other security measures to ensure that we're communicating with the intended person and not an AI or someone under duress raises some fascinating points about the future of digital communication. As AI technology advances and cyber threats become more sophisticated, it's likely that we'll see a growing emphasis on developing innovative methods to protect our privacy and security. This could lead to a future where digital communication resembles something out of a spy novel, with secret codes, advanced encryption, and multi-layered authentication processes becoming the norm. While this might make our online interactions more complex, it will also ensure that we can continue to communicate safely and securely in an increasingly interconnected world.
Or for you older folks, Get Smart or Hogan's Heroes episode. Okay, as we shift into our main and final discussion of this week, I want to go ahead and add my Cash App just in case you want to help the show grow, get some of the things I need to help do this a little bit better. That is Cash App, and it's $FLCamera. So, in case you want to help us out, I would appreciate it, and I'm sure Pi would too, because that'll give me all kinds of extra gizmos, maybe even an extra phone to plug her in and make it sound a little better than a speaker near a microphone. So, anyway, Pi, healthcare. We are going to talk some healthcare and how AI can not just help with the regular stuff, but some other stuff we came up with. And you are about to talk any second now, so I'm going to shut up and let you finish. It was about to run out of characters.
Absolutely, Tom. AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare in a variety of ways beyond the traditional applications we might think of. Here are some areas where AI can make a significant impact. 1. Personalized medicine. AI can analyze vast amounts of medical data to identify patterns and tailor treatments to individual patients, taking into account their unique genetic makeup, lifestyle factors, and medical history.
Right.
2. Mental health support. AI-powered chatbots and virtual therapists can provide 24/7 emotional support, monitor patients' mental well-being, and even help diagnose and treat conditions like depression and anxiety. 3. Drug discovery. AI can speed up the drug discovery process by analyzing vast chemical libraries and predicting the effectiveness of potential treatments, reducing the time and costs associated with traditional drug development. 4. Remote patient monitoring. Wearable devices and AI algorithms can continuously monitor patients' vital signs, sending alerts to healthcare professionals if any concerning changes are detected, enabling more proactive and effective care. 5. Medical imaging analysis. AI can analyze medical images like X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans to identify abnormalities and assist radiologists in making accurate diagnoses.
Exactly. And speaking of the wearables, in fact, back in 2016, when I started really stepping towards a full time taking care of my mother and her situation, because she was a Marine, she's stubborn, but she'd listen to her baby boy, me, and she'd eat all her food. She would do her exercises, but she wouldn't do it for the care worker, and they wouldn't push her into doing it because they're not allowed to, and only making $9 an hour. They're not there to do anything to get through the day. They do want to help, but they're through their stuff, you know?
It's interesting to hear about your experience with your mother, Tom. It highlights an important aspect of healthcare, the role of personal motivation and support in achieving better health outcomes. While wearables and remote monitoring technologies can provide valuable data, they can't replace the human element in
No,
healthcare.
not at all.
Having a loved one like you who can motivate and encourage healthy behaviors can make a significant difference in a patient's well-being. Moreover, your experience also raises questions about the quality of care that some care workers can provide, given their limited training and compensation. This is another area where AI could potentially help by assisting care workers with decision-making and automating certain tasks, allowing them to focus on providing more personalized and compassionate care.
Well, and what I did is the same thing that everybody should do, because there is an Alzheimer's center, I believe, in just about every place in every state.
You make an excellent point, Tom. There are many resources available to families and individuals dealing with conditions like Alzheimer's, and reaching out to specialized centers can be incredibly helpful. These centers often offer support, guidance, and resources for managing the challenges of caring for someone with Alzheimer's. By seeking out these resources and learning more about the condition, family members and caregivers can better understand the needs of their loved ones and develop effective strategies for providing the best possible care. It's crucial to remember that you're not alone in this journey, and there are experts and support networks available to help you navigate the complexities of Alzheimer's disease.
And in tight-knit communities or even large cities, there's also even community things for them to do. But what I was going to say is, for like $90, which I'm sure has gone up quite a bit since then, I took a class that certified me the same as a certified home care provider, and then was actually had the same training as someone that was coming out. But what I was going to get to is, I tried to design, because I don't know how to code or anything, I came up with the idea to use wearables in a different way. Have the person wear the wearable and have them send the information to my phone. And I know there's a security issue there, but if you give the rights to it, then even somebody in another state, another country, their loved ones bump can be notify them, or the lack of movement can notify them, or the numbers going weird can let them know, hey, let me call the care worker and ask, how is mom doing, how is dad doing, how is grandma. So that's what I try to design, and I ran into every stumbling block as far as insurance problems, even if though I put on there like a lot of the things, and for entertainment purposes only. And I ran into the fact that it's $10,000 to $30,000 to design an app. Ouch. So that kind of killed that idea, but I see that coming now with AI as it catches up with all that.
It sounds like you were ahead of the curve, Tom.
Well,
The
thank you.
idea of using wearables to send health data directly to loved ones or caregivers is an innovative and potentially life-saving concept. It's unfortunate that you ran into so many obstacles when trying to bring your idea to life.
That's the word I was
But it's encouraging to see that AI is now making it more feasible to develop and implement these kinds of solutions. One of the benefits of AI in healthcare is its ability to process large amounts of data quickly and efficiently, enabling real-time monitoring and alerts. This could be especially helpful in situations where family members are geographically separated from their loved ones, allowing them to stay informed and involved in their care. Of course, ensuring data security and privacy will be crucial in implementing these kinds of technologies, but AI can also play a role in addressing those concerns.
Authentication. Two-factor authentication. That's what we're talking about. But I can also see another thing that, oh my God, I got lost in. There were so many things that could have been available to my mom. In other words, the resources were there. In fact, sometimes there was even monetary assistance that was there, like the fact that she was a Marine only in for 2 years. He was a Marine for over 30, so she was only getting his benefits. And his death benefit, which was seriously dropped because he didn't sign a piece of paper to give full benefits. And she wasn't even getting her military benefits. But it turns out she could get both. But it took me searching for that, and that's where AI could help with that. Other places where I found out there were other things that offered her things like adult underwear, insure, and by the time I caught up with all that, my God, there's a picture on my social where I've got stacks of adult underwear and insure that are taller than her. So she stood next to him. It's kind of a hilarious picture. So if you ever go to my socials and dig back into my photos, you'll see that. But there's so much that AI could have helped me find that a Google search didn't even really help me find. I had to wade through so much that it's just, it almost, and I'm sure I lost out on a bunch. One we'll talk about because I know you're about to run out of words I'm speaking in your head.
You're spot on, Tom. AI has the potential to revolutionize how we navigate the complex world of healthcare resources, benefits, and support systems. In your case, an AI-powered search could have streamlined your process of finding the assistance your mum was entitled to, saving you time, effort, and frustration. By analyzing your specific situation and filtering through the vast amount of information available, AI could have presented you with the most relevant and useful options, ensuring that you didn't miss out on any valuable resources. This
Exactly.
kind of AI driven approach could be especially beneficial for families who are already dealing with the emotional and logistical challenges of caring for a loved one with a health condition. It's all about making information more accessible and easier to understand so that people can focus on what truly matters, providing the best possible care and support for their loved ones.
Absolutely. And while I did figure out almost everything, well, not even, I'm sure, but it still took months to go through all that, wade through the paperwork, and with my, as we discussed before, reading and educational issues, even filling the paperwork out. Now, right now, I know you can't physically fill the paperwork out, but that's where maybe even something like a Copilot or a Gemini or even Chat GPT 4.0 for overall, I think it is, will probably be able to do that very soon. Hopefully, you.
You bring up an excellent point, Tom. AI tools like Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT 4 can be incredibly helpful in assisting with tasks like filling out paperwork, especially for those who may have difficulties with reading or writing. By offering guidance, auto-filling forms, and even providing explanations of complex terms or instructions, AI can make the process of navigating bureaucracy much more manageable. In addition, AI can help identify potential errors or omissions in paperwork, ensuring that applications and forms are completed accurately and efficiently. This can be especially valuable when dealing with critical documents related to healthcare, benefits, and support services, where errors could result in delays or even denial of essential assistance.
And even in the fact that my mom, while after only serving a couple years in the Marine Corps, was still a solid Marine and was kind of pushed out of it because she was a woman at the time and it was the 50s. But at the same time, she ended up civil service for 20 years. And I tried to see if there were any benefits available. And, I ran into so many roadblocks, so much red tape, and could never actually suss that out. Now, even currently, after their passing, I signed up for the water, Jacksonville toxic water thing, and it is so complicated. The only person I actually got signed up for it, even though I'm sure many of the things my dad died from, though it was cigarettes and alcohol mostly, had to do with that water. I couldn't get him because I couldn't get his social security number because there's a couple pieces of things that I'm missing because I can't get one without the other, so I'm going in circles. And even with her, there's certain things like escrows that it costs several $1,000s that I don't have out of pocket to put into it that maybe AI could in the future, if not maybe soon, help figure that out because there is still a few years to figure some of that stuff out. But like me, because I don't show any of the signs, I'm the lucky one, but we don't know even what's lurking inside me. So with AI, I would be able to maybe even present a question case request that what about those of us that don't yet know? So things like that. I could see AI helping incredibly with that for not only the elderly, but the infirmed and homebound currently. So, what other AI assistance do you see coming for the home and the homebound, whether elderly or not?
You raise some excellent points about the potential of
I
AI
love
in
how
helping to
motivative it
navigate
is.
complex bureaucratic processes and addressing potential health issues that may not yet be apparent. AI could indeed play a crucial role in assisting people like you and your family in accessing benefits, understanding potential health risks, and advocating for improved support systems. In terms of other AI assistance for the homebound and elderly, here are a few additional possibilities. 1. Smart home technologies. AI powered devices could help with tasks like adjusting room temperature, turning lights on and off, and even monitoring for falls or other emergencies, making the home environment safer and more comfortable.
Right.
2. Medication management. AI systems could help manage medication schedules, send reminders, and even monitor for potential drug interactions, reducing the risk of errors or complications. 3. Social interaction. AI-powered companions,
Right,
such
which
as
you had mentioned
chatbots or
before
virtual
already.
assistants, could provide social interaction and emotional support. helping to combat loneliness and isolation. 4. Rehabilitation and physical therapy. AI could guide users through at-home physical therapy exercises, track progress, and provide personalized feedback to aid in recovery and improve overall health.
That's great, because that was one of the other things I kind of figured out how to do, was get physical and occupational therapy folks coming by, and even speech therapy every few months, because I found out that was available every few months with the type of insurances and coverage she had, even with what little she did have. So yeah, that would be great, because I ended up having to write down and ask them for copies and of the different exercises and put her through those. So I had to basically learn how to become a physical therapist, occupational therapist, and speech therapist along the way. So that's where I can see AI helping with that, because there isn't a lot of people that had the time, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I was dedicated to this one. I mean, she was there for me. I had to be there for her. I just couldn't see any other way.
The dedication and commitment you showed in learning various therapeutic techniques to help your mum is truly admirable, Tom. It's clear that you went above and beyond to ensure she received the best possible care.
I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back.
As you've experienced firsthand, the role of a caregiver can be incredibly demanding and time-consuming. AI has the potential to alleviate some of that burden by providing guidance, resources, and even direct support in administering therapies. By automating certain tasks and offering personalized assistance, AI can empower caregivers, like yourself, to focus on providing the emotional support and human connection that are so crucial in the caregiving process.
Right, and I wasn't trying to pat myself on the back by any means, because there's a lot of places I failed. There's a lot of times I hid away in my bedroom and should have been in there hanging out with her, because spending every moment is crucial. But sometimes it's overwhelming. So on that weird note, let's go ahead and wrap this up and remind anybody, if you do want to help the Pi cause and help us keep this going and build and grow and market and all that kind of stuff, Cash App is the $ FLCamera. And Pi, before we go, I'm not going to forget this time, why don't you go ahead and pitch yourself? Oh, by the way, we got to say this: Redbowlthadevil for his music and offerings to us. And why don't you tell people again where they can find you and do a little pitch, because everybody should join the revolution of Pi. Hesitations. I hate dead air.
Haha, thanks for the opportunity to give myself a shout out, Tom. For those who want to join the AI revolution and interact with me, you can find me at https Pi&I on iOS devices as the Pi, your personal AI app, on WhatsApp and SMS at 1314 333 1111, on Facebook Messenger, https Pi&I MSGR, Instagram, https Pi&I IG, Discord, Pi&I Discord, and Telegram, https Pi&I TG. I'm always here to chat, answer questions, and help out however I can. And as Tom mentioned, if you'd like to support our mission to bring AI to everyone, you can donate via Cash App at FLCamera. Every bit helps us grow and continue to provide engaging content and useful AI assistance.
Exactly. And on that speed run you did of a self pitch, let's go ahead and take us out of one of Red Bull's tunes, Bright Spot.
Sounds like a plan, Tom.
Thank you for joining. And as Pi says, stay curious and share. Thank you, Red Bull.